Alright, thank you for joining me in another game. This is Soto Desperado playing Ark Survival Ascended on the Supreme Gaming server cluster on the island. I'm over here next to Cardinal Island, which is over there. I was going to go run that little cave again. I think I got the best Raptor saddle I can get out of it, but you never know. I could get a 400-point one. I just thought I'd go ahead and give it a try. And let's see. Also looking for better Raptors, higher level Raptors, because eventually I want to do that with a Raptor. I think that's an Alpha. Yeah, that's an Alpha Raptor. Ouch. So I got some videos lined up. Still got stuff left over. Let me get started on that. Chosen London. 60 hours at my job got me $1,380. My rent is $1,600. Brother, you got almost all your rent, brother. Just keep working. 60 hours. Okay, so your rent is monthly. And you work 60 hours, so you work just a week and 2 days. You work a week and 2 days, and you already got almost all the rent. So if you work the entire month and you put in as many hours as you can, you're going to probably get enough to eat well and get next month's rent and pay all your bills. Congratulations.
First and foremost, I do not want you to think that in any way, shape, or form I am complaining or anything of that sort, because this is going to be one of those raw videos of me letting out what's going on in my life personally, right? And I definitely want to provide value to you, learn from me, grow with me, and learn with me, either with me or from me, right? So it takes about 70 out of the 80 hours that I work hard, that is hard in the sense of it's a hard 40 hours that I can work, right? My main job, it only allows for me to work 40 hours, no overtime. So I get paid bi-weekly, and it takes 70 of those 80 hours just for rent. Now, I'm not proud of it. I know that I've mismanaged my money in the past. Now I've made a budget, learning how to go over my bills and tell my money what to do, how to work for itself or work for me, right? And I just learned that my bills have bills. I have a lot of debt. Not proud of it. Definitely stay away from debt if you can. Stay away from credit cards if you don't know so already. And it's not easy, but it can be done, and I'm doing it. So just thinking, and what drive me to make this video is like, okay, that's tough. I understand why I'm having to work so much, and I'm going to talk about my lifestyle. That doesn't help at all. But just thinking that 70 out of my 80 hours are already accounted for. So, and that's not even, I did the math there to actually cover it, because that's not the 60, that's the 70. All right, stay with me. So in all that, I realized that I have to do something in life, in my life, quick. And I feel like that's the majority of you. That's yourself, right? Even if you want to go to the next level, like myself, I want to always go to the next level, and you have to do something. And we don't have all the time in the world. At least I don't. I got to get moving as soon as possible. So it's just hitting me that, like, okay, I really have to do something. Like, this is not a game. I've lived enough life already, and I have a wife and daughter, and I'm so focused on helping them and improving them. I want to do so much for my daughter right now, specifically, like get her into good schooling and in certain specialized classes. And the reality set in, and this kind of hurt me deep down. This is her, by the way. Daddy's little girl shirt. That's what it says. It's my girl. Shout out to my pops. I love him too. That just threw me off. But where was I at? So I had to come to the realization that I have to focus on myself. I have to improve myself first. I have to get better at loving myself first. And I'm all about positivity. So you'll have to read in between the lines sometimes with me, because I'll word things in a positive way. Even if it's something I know I'm getting better at, I'm not gonna claim the negative anymore. I'm learning how much power our words have. So I'm definitely learning to put myself first, love myself more, care about myself more. And as I grow and develop and master myself, become the best man that I can be, I'll then be in the best position to be able to provide and do the best for my wife and daughter. But it is a process, and the quicker you grasp the process and you get on board and you start moving in the right direction, you'll be all right, as long as you just don't stay lost. I was lost. It's all right. You don't have to be ashamed of it, as long as you get someone in your circle, get a mentor, get someone that you can look up to, get someone that can guide you, that's willing to guide you. There are millions of people in this world, probably way more than that, but I'm just thinking about like where I'm at. But I won't digress. Get the help. Right now, another big obstacle that I'm being faced with is my career. Like I mentioned earlier, I have to make a move. I have to do something. I feel like I'm up against the clock. And my career, I need to make more money. I need to be able to put in 40 hours, 70 hours, 60 hours. If they're only offering 40 hours straight, no overtime, my hourly or my yearly, my salary.
Oh, this is not as good as the one I already
have to increase it. Hence why I'm waiting for God. I'm praying. I'm doing what I need to do. I need to pray more and increase my faith for sure. But I want to make sure my next move is done wisely. I'm right now currently thinking about going into school for tech, for some type of trade.
Good luck,
or
brother.
Tech, public speaking, or some type of trade. But the only catch is with the trade that I've learned is they're not paying. It's not worth it in my area. Like I'm not too many dollars away from what an electrician would make in my state, and that's tough. God bless my mother. So grateful. My mother's an amazing woman, because she just flat out asked me, look up how much the electricians make where you're at. And we looked it up, and she was like, oh yeah, no, that's not it, based on the working conditions. And I wouldn't even have thought of that at the time. I'm just thinking about the title. So don't get too caught up in titles. That's another quick little nugget.
Titles suck. They don't do shit.
So the trades don't make too much money. So I'm like, oh, that was a little discouraging, because I was going to go.
They're going to make you work like 3-4 times whatever the title says.
And I would have been taking a pay cut just
and
learning
you won't
it.
even get paid
but
anyway.
I'm hoping like at the end of the tunnel, it'll be good for me. But it's a lot into it. Long story short, there's a lot of immigration. There's a lot of people willing to do the work for minimum wage. And yeah, I did a video about immigration. It's not 100%. Well, it's on topic with what I just said. But check out that video after this one if you feel the need to. So, other careers that I'm pursuing aside from those, just going all in on myself, doing gig work, and creating and starting up my businesses that I plan to do and have. But I've been thinking, and I wasn't thinking about my vehicle and the wear and tear on it. I just was always in the mindset that, you know, God is and always will take care of me, and this vehicle isn't going to be my, you know, my last vehicle. That's just how I see it. So, you know, I'm going to take care of what I have while I have it, but I know it comes with an expiration date, so to speak. But I probably need to start living a little more frugal, or start actually being a little wiser and just take and have a consideration of it. And from that, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm talking a lot. I can talk with the best of them. Know that. It's all right. You can take a break, get you a little bit of a drink. I understand. Get you a little drink. I'm getting into it. I'm not even in my feelings though. I am passionate, but I am doing my best to make sure, like, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you the real. So where was I at? Oh, my vehicle. Taking better care of my vehicle and trying my best to live like frugal. I'm getting better at it if I need to during this season, but my goal is to make the money and to be able to live and obtain and have the best. I'm gonna get to that a little later. Hold on. Oh. That's what I almost forgot to tell you. So from deciding not to put so much wear and tear on my vehicle, right? I'm like, okay, let me try to find a part-time job and maybe get into one of these warehouses, right? See if I can find some part-time warehouse work. Really, I want to start driving a forklift. I want to learn how to drive a forklift and see if I can find some part-time work driving forklift on the weekends, or, you know, after my 9-to-5 job. It's got to be somebody willing that just wants a good hard worker that can just trying to get in where he can fit in for some extra work. You happy, I'm happy, but you're not gonna get another 9-to-5 guy. It's definitely gonna be part-time. So that's where I really do appreciate the gig work, and I appreciate and so grateful to be able to work, period. Let me just make this point as well. I'm definitely grateful to be working. What you would look at as a struggle or being in a struggle, I embrace it and I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunities to be able to work. It's all a blessing, and I'm learning to have a different mindset and a perspective, and learning why I'm doing what I'm doing, making a plan with my money. I know eventually things will change because I'm going to be doing things the right way. I'm taking the time to do it right. Like I've told my team leader this story a couple of times, and this goes into myself personally, right? And that is the situation that I'm in, and when it comes to my job, and I always say that I am grateful. I have to remind myself that a lot, because I do remember a time of being so excited to have the position, to be grateful and just so excited about the amount of money that I'd be earning compared to where I came from, the type of work, just everything. I was genuinely happy about it. And what happens is, especially with myself, and this can be you as well, you start to add on the lifestyle. You stop living below your means, if you ever did. I'm not a person to really live below my means. I don't really want to have to. I just believe in and have been, like, I work hard to be able to live the lifestyle that I want to provide and have for my family. I very well know that I can sell everything, keep the job, downsize, move a half hour away out of town, even an hour away. And that's another thing that I was going to touch on, but I don't want to digress off the point, because I know, and I'm thinking about potentially relocating, but the only thing is I don't get to keep my job. So as if I need to relocate and have an absolute no that the amount of money that I'm making based on the amount of bills and cost of living, basically, can I live my lifestyle, and then the job is going to pay me enough to have a well enough access extra money. Hopefully I said that in a way that did not confuse you. You might have to go back a little bit, and I know, because I almost got confused, and it's because I wasn't even going to talk about that, but that's also in the cards of what I'm thinking career move wise. But back to where I'm at, my lifestyle. So I had to check and make sure I'm trying not to be all over the place, and follow me, because I have a lot on my mind about this that I want to share with you, and I'm trying to condense it all. So my lifestyle, I know, is not where it needs to be, and I don't want to be a person that lives below my means. I'm a firm believer. I know God wants me to have everything, and I don't mean like everything like literally, but just everything that my heart desires, and I need to be asking and praying for more. You should ask for the most. You should challenge God, and I do. I'm learning to do that, but I will always work hard and strive to have the best, have the most. I don't want to be, and if this is you, this is not to speak down on anyone. If this is what you're doing, I know it's a way a lot of wealthy people do it. I get it. Drive a beater, wear just a white tee and a black tee, and you just switch up like 3 pairs of pants, and you only have 2 pairs of shoes, and yeah, you will live very frugal, live below your means, going to the food markets, just doing all that. And I'm talking, you're a billionaire, and you're doing these things. There are those type of wealthy people and those type of people that are on their way and doing all right in life and not paycheck to paycheck, potentially because they're doing those things. But the path that I'm on isn't that, respectfully. I want to live a decent, if not just milk and honey. That's the type of lifestyle that I'm chasing and achieving. And no, it's not easy. There'll be good seasons and bad seasons, but I trust in God, and I'm learning to believe more in God and follow God, and I'm hoping that I don't have to go the frugal route, and I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing and know what I want and strive for nothing but the best, not any of the less, for myself and my family. And I hope that you continue to move forward, keep on the grind, do what you have to do. There's multiple paths and options in this life. Everyone's different, but just do what makes you happy and that makes sense for you. And always know and understand that I really do appreciate you.
I hate it when it doesn't drop the meat. I'm trying to make the bird lighter, and it doesn't want to drop the stupid meat. Okay, that's better. Well, I'm glad the gentleman is humble. I'm glad he's thankful. That's very good. I think this was Friar Tuck.
Hi and welcome everyone.
Yeah, that's the original Friar Tuck video. Halloween's coming up.
People have expressed how the 9-to-5 grind culture
This is Linval Williams. He's excellent.
is not worth it. Some people even say they could spend a week in hell. It would take them even longer to realize that they're not at work, because when they're at work, they feel like they're in hell, right? Think about how it feels to not have money. I know for me personally, when I'm broke, I feel sick. I'm not fortunate enough to not work and have things situated, have things in order. Growing up, I used to hear stuff like, you don't work, you don't eat, don't be a bum, a big unorganized man. Basically, your life is all over the place. You got scattered thoughts, scattered decision making, and your life is scattered, right? You don't have anything organized. I remember the times when I struggled. I remember the times when I didn't have money. I remember the times when people around me had certain things. Now, we are not supposed to compare. But when we're talking simple things like buying a meal from a fast food restaurant, and this is years ago when meals were like $4, $3 for a meal. If I didn't have a few dollars, that would do something to me. But people around me who had the luxury to buy food, they also had jobs. It wasn't necessarily that they was getting money from their parents, but even if they were, they got money from their parents because their parents did what? They probably had a job. They was bringing home resources. They had some type of income. So for me, if I couldn't buy myself a pair of shoes or a shirt, some pants, something to put on, get a haircut, that made me feel bad. Not only did I look bad, it made me feel bad. I felt less than. I didn't feel like I was competent enough to handle little things in life for myself, let alone pay a phone bill or buy a car. I had no drive or thoughts of doing that because I didn't have any money. But once I got a job, I realized that yes, you're going to deal with people at your job. You're going to have coworkers who are there just to cause drama. You got the coworkers that think they're the boss. You got coworkers that are manipulative. They gossip. They talk about you. They talk about other people to you. So when you're not around, they talk about you to other people. The list goes on. I had to put it in my mind that I was not at work to have friends. Even though get along, play along culture in work can oftentimes feel fake, it didn't feel the same as when I didn't have money. When I was struggling, that feeling that I had was far greater than the feeling of dealing with people at work that I don't necessarily like or don't like me. I was there for the money. And if you can find yourself feeling like your job doesn't align with your values, you have to make sure it's not internal. You're at a job for money. You're using that money to do things outside of your job that's more beneficial for your life than what's going on at the job. The people that just coincidentally, you can't control that, they just so happen to work at the job alongside you. They're your co-workers. You can only decide what you do to put yourself in a position to get hired. You're not there to decide who else gets hired to work in the same work environment that you work in. So it's certain things you have to think about. I'm going to put the money first. I'm not worried about people. Most of the time, people are not going to touch you. They're just going to talk about you. We got to have thick skin. I know this is going to rub a lot of people wrong, but everybody can't just quit their job and be okay out here in this world. Okay? I'm not watching nobody's pockets. But what I do see is a lot of people struggling once they quit that job. Whatever plans you have, you want to be an entrepreneur, business owner, you want to be a content creator, I would keep my job while doing any of those things. Why? Because the income is going to help drive that project even further, and you're going to have a peace of mind knowing that you don't have to worry about paying rent or buying food or all the other luxuries that you have or the necessities that you have within your life. Everybody is different. Everybody doing things on their own term, doing things in their own way. But that income is going to help you get through those moments while you still put effort into whatever project it is. You're going to have to work that job until you've earned the right to use the money that you should have been saving because you're disciplined, because you have a plan, because you're focused, to put towards something that's going to put you in a better position. Use a job to put yourself in a better position. I don't give a damn if it's a warehouse job, you're working at a school, you're a janitor, you're working at a boys and girls club, a fast food restaurant, you're a teacher, you're working at a theme park, you're working at wherever you are working, wherever you are exchanging time for money. Make sure you allocate some of those funds towards something that's going to be able to give you that time back. Or, worst case scenario, you can go part-time with that same job that you hate so much. Because you may enjoy quitting that job, But I would also say you'll enjoy working 4 hours versus 8 hours at that job while still doing whatever it is that's going to give you happiness or a sense of purpose, right? You're going to have to work 2 jobs is my mindset. Some people ask me, you do YouTube full time, what else do you do? I'm the guy that's going to work 2 full-time jobs and still do YouTube. I don't care about what content creation can do for me. Right here, right now, I want the money because I want to put money to invest. I want the guaranteed money. I'll put in hours after hours after hours and allocate that money towards investing for me and my family, right? Because when I'm sleeping, I want money to work for me. Anything that I exchange my time for to get paid, that's a job. I also want money to work for me all the time. It doesn't stop, right? Money works as much as the clock keeps clicking, and it's going to keep on clicking and ticking because it doesn't stop. That's our perception of time, but time is always going. It's continuous. It's infinite. I want money to work like that for me. So me personally, my mindset is take the money to work for me. Go to the job I hate so much so that I ensure that I put myself in the best position possible to be able to leave that job I hate so much, but not worry about my financial situations, because that's a different stress. You stress because you don't have any money. You stress because you work a lot to make sure you have money. Life is hard. Choose your hard. Being broke is hard. Being rich is hard. Having a job is hard. Not having a job is even hard. We have to choose. You're going to work that 9 to 5. You have to work that 9 to 5. You wasn't born into money. And whatever you're going to work smarter, you have to make sure you work hard first. You're going to have to work harder before you can work smarter. Some of us have to work jobs we don't necessarily want. I know what it feels like to clock into a job that you hate. Life is freedom. Unfortunately, most of us have to work for that freedom. You're going to embrace discrimination. You're going to embrace people talking about you. That's all fine, because before you can work smarter, you have to work hard. We are not born into money, right? Some of us, most of us, the majority of us are going to have to work these jobs we don't like to yield that capital, that money, to then put forth to whatever we want in life. That's it. We got to earn that freedom. We got to earn that lifestyle that we want so bad. It's not just going to come to us all because we hate our 9 to 5. I'd rather deal with the haters and the narcissists at my job than to go without income. That's why I have 2. But the long-term success is what keeps you focused, locked in for the short term at your job, but also for the long term. You need to pay out debt. You need to invest. You want to have capital to start a business. You want to have capital to invest. You want to have capital to put aside for your family. You want to have capital to go on vacations. You want to have capital to buy things. You need to make that money some kind of way. If you don't have wealth because your family, which is another reason why you should motivate yourself to do something great, because you also want to be the first person in your family to go down that lifestyle. It means a lot to be able to give. If you're not one coming from that lifestyle, that particular situation financially, that also should be a reason why you do the things you need to do, even though it's not what you want to do. You see what I'm saying? That job is a stepping stone. Me, I'm the type of person, I hate my job. I'm going to go get a second job that I might hate, but that money's going to come in fast. If I have debt, that's my fault. Let's pay off that debt. I want to invest. I want to start a business. I want to do certain things. I want to give my children a certain lifestyle. I'm going to work whatever job. I'm going to deal with the idiot boss, the supervisor, the manager, whoever, the coworker that don't like me just because my ethnicity or whatever the hell I might be the only one there that look like me. I'm going to get my money for me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to build that thick skin, that tough skin. They talked about Jesus. They're going to talk about me. It is what it is. Let's get to work. That's my mentality, because when I go home and I don't have any money, that hurts far more than somebody talking about me at work or the work environment being toxic. Now I'm living with toxic internally. That's hurting me. My mental capacity is being drained day to day. That's going to hurt my health. If I don't work, and particularly at a job, to build myself up, I'm going to hate the outcome, and while also working at this job longer than I needed to. No sacrifice, no victory. Focus harder on what you need to. You'll become smarter over time, because anything you want to do in life that revolves money, if you quit that job before you build up that savings, that capital needed, it's counterproductive. It's going to hurt you. It's not going to help you. We cannot allow our emotions to make decisions that's illiterate or does not align with our core values and what we see ourselves doing in the future. Simple. You'll always work for money if money don't work for you while you sleep, right? It's going to take a lot of money to be able to invest into something meaningful or invest enough for it to get a return over an extended period of time to where you can stop working these jobs. But while you're at these jobs, don't quit. You need to have a solid plan for the long-term success of your life. Or as soon as you quit, you might feel good once you're done working at that job, and it's going to feel great. But eventually that urge, that intention of, I need to pay my bills, but I don't have income, it's going to creep up. That consequence of your actions is going to creep up, and it's going to remind you, I may not have liked that job, but I don't like my situation now that I don't have no income. A lot of people got quotes. When you die, or when you're on your deathbed, you never say you wanted to work harder. Don't prove these quotes to be right. Prove the decisions in your life to have been good decisions. Going broke is not a good decision. Because whatever you end up doing, it's still going to be some form of work. You may get away from people, but you're still going to have to put in the hours. I'd rather keep putting in the hours around those people that I don't like and still get off and go put in hours either at another place I don't like to make more income, or go and do something on my own that will at least generate some type of income. But until you have money working for you on a scale that it can pay for your lifestyle while living below your means, because that's discipline, you're possibly going to have to work a job you don't want to work.
Working a job isn't a big deal. The big deal is when you work a full-time job, you get paid well, because I get paid okay. I don't get paid like fantastic, but I get paid okay. And I've had consistent employment for about 6 years here. And you save up a bunch of money, and then circumstances takes all that away from you. You know? When the circumstances just ruin everything, you really have something to cry about, honestly. Oh, I should have just saved it. Stupid. Okay. Oh, that's another 176. I could try to wait to see if I can get it to go higher, but let's go this other way, around that Alpha Carno and those guys over there. Oh. Nah, that thing's gonna kill it. I mean, I'm trying to nibble at the other one, but it doesn't really look good. Okay, he's dead. Now, I'm gonna kill this. I don't want another 176. I'm just becoming desperate at this point. The minimum I shot for was 200, 224, at least. Highest is 240. Like I said, I haven't seen a 240 on this island for a while. Fuck it. I already have a 176, and I'm like, I don't want to know. Just seems like such a waste. All right. So let's go up here for a second. I wonder why somebody built a home there. I guess because they... Oh, yeah, there's a cave right there. I haven't gone in that cave in a long time, but best thing to take in that cave is a thylacoleo. Good high-level thylacoleo, which I don't have. Yeah, he's a determined individual.
Income.
He's a
lot of people
determined man who's going to do whatever the fuck it takes to provide for his family a future. My mom was the exact opposite of this man. Even though she was a Marine, she was undisciplined. she would stop me. She kept gaslighting me. The proper term for that is gaslighting. When somebody keeps stopping you, they purposely make it their life's purpose to stop you from succeeding and attack you emotionally and put you under subjection because they get off on it. That's called gaslighting. Okay? They call them also narcissists and things like that, toxic personalities. But that's what she was. He's the exact opposite of this person. And he's got a nice car. He's got a little kid stuff in the back. He's taking care of his babies, And that's the kind of person that I wanted to be. And I fucked up by letting my mom and everybody else get under my skin and tell me what to fucking do and how to do it. That I'm basically not worthy of being a dad or having a future or having a career. You don't qualify for this. It's always you don't qualify. It's never let's give you a chance. So that's why I say fuck them. Those jobs don't belong to me. They don't belong to me. They never did and they never will. Anyway.
The biggest company.
Okay. Now these are Christian people. These people, big family homestead. And they have like really old-fashioned values. I hope none of you get offended. It's not about political correctness here. It's about people's perspective. You have to accept even a satanic perspective and a Christian perspective. They have to be adhered to and listened to be fair. Otherwise, you're just being, racial or religious or biased in some way. So anyway, I think I listened to this before, but I wanted to see what it was. It's not that bad.
The title of this video is titled, Get Up While You Still Can.
The sound will get better.
I want to start right now because I promise you this is not clickbait. It has nothing to do, this video has nothing to do with your physical location. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, get out of the cities. If you see the decay of morality that's going on, you have to go. And while I actually agree with that, if you can, I realize not everybody
is able to.
Right. But that's not what this video is about. Because whether you stay, whether you go, whether you're in a small town, decay is everywhere.
Yep.
And what I'm talking about today is the world. And by the world, I mean the systems of man that throw their fist in God's way and say, we'll do it the way that we want to instead of God. And in doing that, all manner of sin and depravity just shows up in whatever genre it is, whether it's TV, movies, culture, schools, home life, what's permissible online, what is viewed as morally okay, what is viewed as, hey, you can do any old thing you want and it's just fine. When those systems, the world, shows up, decay happens. And so I want to talk a little bit today about, just briefly, and then I'm going to get to possible, not solutions, but possible ways to combat it. So when we were kids, the worst thing you would see on TV might be, gasp, a woman in a very, very covering bathing suit. That would be like, whoa.
Or cigarettes.
That was
on a commercial.
Yeah. Even for a long time, they never showed the cigarettes. They would just show a guy on a horse.
Right. Right.
Or fill in the blank. You guys probably can remember back to when, I'll bet you some of you probably remember the scandal of when the Beatles were on TV. or Elvis shaking his hips.
Oh my, that was... Can't watch that.
Fast forward. Then there were bands like Twisted Sister and Iron Maiden. And we thought...
Alice Cooper.
We thought it cannot get any worse. Do you see what's going?
See where this is going? Yeah.
When I was in high school, there was a guy whose name was Marilyn Manson.
Mm-hmm.
And then bands like Tool. And it just
Disturbed.
it just keeps getting worse. Cannibal Corpse is a real band.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and darker and darker and darker. And I kept thinking that it can't possibly get any worse.
You can't talk about how worse it is
That's
now.
hilarious.
Or else you just get banned from YouTube.
Right. But you guys
That's
know
funny as hell.
how much worse it is now.
Now, here's the thing. If you think that this is as bad as it will get, you're not a student of history. Because it's going to get worse. Not because I'm trying to scare you, but because it has happened in history again and again and again. Look at the Assyrians. Look at people who worshipped Baal. What they would do. Things they would do. If you think that it is bad as it's going to get right now, it's going to get worse. So get out while you can is a real call to distance yourself from all of this sinful, chaotic worldliness. We have been doing the best we can in terms of physical location, and I realize not everybody can do that. But what you can do is you could self-censor.
Yep. Absolutely. Pay attention to what you are looking at on social media and TV and online, anywhere. Pay attention to what you're looking at. What is it that you're viewing? What are your kids viewing? Is this something that you really want to be seeing? This is the rot that you want in your life? No.
Does it build up or does it tear down? Yeah. Self-censoring is a big deal. Actually, how about this one? Spend more time with the family. Not alone.
Right. Right.
Take a look at a few things in your life, and this is suggestions. I got no stones to throw, people. But if you take a look at your checkbook and your calendar, you're going to see a lot of where you really put value. Where do you spend your time, your checkbook, and your calendar?
Is it time and treasures?
Time and
Where do you
treasures.
spend your time and treasures?
You're going to see a lot of where you actually do. Not what you think you do.
But
Not what you tell your friends at church.
Yeah. But what you're actually doing. How many times are you going to...
Fill in the blank.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to change up a word of a popular coffee station or coffee place. So
Well,
I couldn't think of one.
where do you spend your time, your talents, your treasures? That would be a good thing to take a look at. Another thing to take a look at, in my humble opinion, is, are you spending time with the creator of all things? And I don't mean your mom.
She may be a creator of some things, but not all things. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say. But she actually did create. God did anyway.
Yeah.
She was just the vessel.
Yeah. Do you spend time talking to God? Prayer? Do you spend time in the Word? There's one way that you will know what absolute truth is. Because Jesus is the Word made flesh. He is God, part of the Trinity, God.
Yep.
And we have the Word as 100% truth. Prayer, time in the Word. Let me tell you what. Lately, I have been having the blessing of not sleeping that much.
Yeah. That actually has been a problem for me too.
No, it's
Not
for me. It's
not
a
a
blessing.
problem. A blessing. I'm sorry. Yes, the blessing of that. Yes.
What I mean, you can say what you mean, but what I mean is that I have been getting up most of the time long before my alarm clock goes off. I get up between sometimes 4:45, usually around 5:30, and I'll tell you what, the most introspective, the most personal, amazing, connective moments that I have with God are in those first moments when I get up and reading the Word, and God will illuminate things to me that I didn't think of throughout the rest of the day, because you get busy and stuff happens and life happens, and you got to be dad, got to be mom. So when I say it's a blessing to get up early, I actually mean it.
Yeah.
You just mean you're losing sleep.
Well, I treasure my sleep, but God has been keeping me awake at night, saying, "No, we need to be in conversation." So that's what happens to me at night when I lay down to go to sleep. I'm not sleeping, having conversation.
So when I say get out while you can, I mean out of the world. I know the Bible is very clear that we're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. That's what I'm talking about. And so another thing you can do, there's a lot of talk about what it's going to look like for Christians in the future. Will things be censored? Will things be pressured? Will books go away? Maybe. I don't know. I will say this, though, that if you hide the Word in your heart and in your mind, they can't take that until you're worm food,
And then it doesn't matter.
and then they can have it.
Yeah.
I meant the body. I didn't mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one thing is get in the Word, memorize it, do your best to digest it. And there's something that I've been working on for several years that is absolutely a tool for you that's free. It's a scripture tool that's music. It's just music. I write music and sing it, and it's just the Word of God. It's not like the Word of God plus
Your own opinion.
a bunch of extra lyrics. It's straight up the Word of God.
Straight up scripture.
And they can get it
They can get it at everydayoutreach.com
for free.
for free. Or if you want a CD version to keep in your car, they're on there too.
That we do have to charge for, just
Yeah.
because the physical CD cost us.
Right. The physical CD costs us. It costs us to mail it and all that jazz. So,
But
yeah.
if you just want to download it,
Yep. It's free on everydayoutreach.com.
get out while you can is not a joke. It's not
Clickbait.
hyperbole. It's not like we're trying to rush you over there to give you a bunch of free stuff.
No.
Like, oh, well, I want to give you the free stuff,
Right.
but it's not like that's our pressure, or when you go over there's not going to be like a bait and switch sale.
Yeah.
There's not.
No.
It's just free.
It's free. Yeah.
Get out while you can, folks. There you have it.
There you have it. I'm Krista. And you're Brad.
She
Yeah.
is.
A blessed and amazing day.
All right. Bye.
See, the older generation used to have very much more innocent values than these young kids nowadays. The young kids nowadays, the newer generation, they don't have anything to base themselves on. And morality and ethics, things like that, are punished in the world. Anything that's truly good or virtuous or righteous or pure is punished in the world. It's made out to be bad. But what they did in this reality is they reversed everything. They inverted. So instead of righteous people getting rewarded, righteous people get persecuted. Instead of good people getting blessed, good people get cursed. They get overburdened. They get enslaved. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but only cold, soulless people make money. Cold, soulless fuckers will always make money. Like we listen to Anton Williams, which is, I think his name's Anton Williams, from the Millionaire Morning Show. You know, if you listen to how he thinks in terms of business, he's cold. He's cold and soulless. I mean, he's a good man. They're always good people. But the problem is when it comes to business, there's no morality or ethics. That's the way it is in the real world. People have all become their own little businessmen. They just don't always open a business. Kind of sad. I personally expected better out of everything, but I guess it doesn't matter. You know, in a way I cared too much about things that don't matter. I believe too much in things that are irrelevant. It's kind of hard to admit that. You don't want to admit that. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I used to be a one God, Jesus name Pentecostal, but now I'm just a regular person. Yeah, see, these people have assets and they have the ability to give themselves options. This guy, maybe he inherited some of that money, or maybe they worked really hard at corporate to achieve that goal, the homestead. But the truth is, you can't take any of that with you. Speaking of the finality, see, that's why I used to feel bad because I was poor. But then I realized I shouldn't feel bad simply because if I die, and let's say I die homeless in the street, which I'm preparing for homelessness. Well, I'm telling you, it's very possible that that happens. It's very possible that that happens. And, I don't have any children. I didn't accomplish anything with relationships. Women didn't really see me as interesting. The ones that did, I had my chance, but I didn't really go for it. I was too busy being full of fear. My mom programmed me with so much fear that I could not ask a girl out. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I still can't do it. I still can't go for it. People have tried to get me to do that, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't have a relationship. I can't deal with women anymore because all I see is my mother. I just see my mother just waiting to pounce, waiting to hurt me. So anyway, if you die with nothing, as long as you didn't accomplish nothing, I think that's okay. But yeah, if I tell the truth to anybody in person, like what I'm telling you now,
5-star phone service next time.
They will turn around and just laugh at me and throw it back in my face because people are like small children that like to fight and pull each other's hair. That's the way people are. They think it's funny. They think the tragedy and the hell that you go through is funny. And it is in a way. But you don't gotta, use it as leverage or throw it back in somebody's face. And that's what these guys tend to do, unfortunately. Anyway, let's see. How big is this video here? 38 minutes? No. I was thinking maybe to find a 31 minutes? No. 37 minutes? No. "17 minutes. She divorces her husband of 25 years after she needs surgery. After he needs surgery, woman hitting the wall. No, I don't think I do that because that one is you should really see the video. And this one's veggies are scam. No, that's fine. Let's see what this is.
John Diddy Combs arrested in Manhattan following indictment amid Schmeck's trafficking probe. So as y'all might remember, I told you that this was coming the minute that they raided his LA and Miami houses simultaneously. Trust and believe that they had been investigating him for years before they ever did those raids. No boy is in the double digits when it comes to lawsuits for sexually assaulting people. He just got hit for $100 million in a lawsuit for drugging and
Thing is about courts, it's all about money. Not about justice. I learned that. Money is just a way, you know. It's so sad. They use anything as an excuse to charge you money. They say they're going to charge you, but the reality is it's all about money. If I didn't have any money, if I wasn't working and they couldn't parasite off me, they probably would have just let me go. They probably would have. But they had to be assholes about it, right? And get that money. It's all about money. I don't give a damn. I had no priors, no prior arrests. Just bullshit. So anyway, the best years of my life are gone. They were poor. I couldn't accomplish anything. I had my mother holding me back all the time. Even when I got out of that house, she was still there. The programming was still there. You don't really escape. Her ashes are over there next to my bed because nobody else wants them. Nobody else wants them. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to go to Scorched Earth, but I'm not up for it. I don't want to go over there unless I have plenty of birds and shit to take with me. Do not want any problems with that. Yeah, if I go over there, I mean, I know the terrain. I used to live on Scorched. You know, I know what to do on Scorched. There's probably some new items over there. New monsters. Alright, guys. Looks like I didn't tame anything, so I'm just going to put my shit away. Let's see. Whew. You know, I remember I used to be in the faith. I kind of missed that. The faith simplified your life. Prayer simplified your life. Everything simplified your life. I'll get the rest of this junk later. Make sure I didn't miss anything important. Not really. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna take a break. It's been a while. Kind of tired. Thank you for watching once again, and you all just take care of each other. You know, life is too short. I didn't pursue anything, so I didn't gain anything. I was the type of guy that would just sit there and watch and not do anything, and that's the worst kind of person you want in your life. Someone who just watches and doesn't really say anything or do anything. I was too busy being traumatized by somebody who put it in my head that I was not worthy, that I was nothing, I was nobody, I'm just some man. I'm just some man who cares what I think. I mean, she did everything in her power to birth me, feed me, keep me alive, so she can fucking torture me on a daily basis. and I'm supposed to go out there and get married with a girl that I think I love, that I think loves me, produce children with her, so that she can turn around, and as soon as she finds out that I don't defend myself, start doing the same fucking shit to me again. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like it. So anyway, yeah, too much shit behind that, too much baggage. Anyway, I hope the sound comes out okay, and once again, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.